One of the cornerback spots at the moment. Tell us about Jared and how he's progressing.
Jared has really stepped up as a leader of the group. He's been fantastic this summer. Has come out and just set the standard for the room. Come back over from us to us from the safety position.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And that was an emergency move for us last year. We needed him there, but he was always the best corner, and now we have him back home. So it's awesome to have him back in the room.
Well, that was just gonna. So you feel like his natural position is corner. Why is that?
I call him silk, right? He is as smooth as silk when he's a great runner. His back pedal is smooth, and he's just a natural. He's probably the greatest feet in the room, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's great to see him out there. He just plays position so well. So much confidence. He's a basketball player, you know, and that all that comes into play in the cornerback position.
Well, losing Wooten and I guess it was Merchant were the starters last year.
Yeah.
I mean, so you lost both starting corners. I mean, so you needed somebody with experience. So I think maybe that also helps it bringing Jared back over. Here's a guy that's played a lot of football games. I mean, you can't. You want someone with a little bit of experience.
Awesome. Yeah. We have a bunch of young talent in the room, very talented youngsters, but they need a leader, and a leader that sets the standard. And Jared is by far he's done that since the spring and all through the summer workouts, and he's coming in the fall camp with a renewed confidence, and I think he's happy to be back in the cornerback room, and then all that has just elevated our play for all the players in our room. Yeah.
So I think last year it would be fair to say that Wooten kind of was the guy that you would put on teams' top receivers. Now, granted, in the league you play, most teams come out with two top receivers. It's hard to decide which ones you got to cover. But I think Wooten had proven over the course of the season he was your best corner, one man-to-man coverage-wise. How do you got to replace him? You need somebody who can take on a Justin Hobbs from Tulsa or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So Jared Wright, if you think back as a young sophomore, he was a great corner for us. Helped us beat Houston on the last play there. That was him who broke up that last pass on the big fella.
Okay.
So now we get him back 2 years later with a whole nother level of confidence. Playing the safety position, I think, helped him a whole bunch.
I was just going to ask you. I was wondering if it hurt or helped because you might have to relearn some things, but you think it helped.
Now, cornerback is his natural position. Going over to safety, he learned the entire backfield structure, right? The defensive backfield structure. And once you understand that, then you know where to play. And so you know now what your window is and what you need to play in. And now he plays in that window so tough, he doesn't have to worry about the rest of it because he knows what everybody else is doing now. And so that level of confidence they learn as a safety, coming back to the cornerback room, understanding now the entirety of the defense has just helped him tremendously. So he is playing lights out right now.
Having known Jared since he was in high school, I mean, he's a wonderful kid. In fact, during media day, I was hanging out with his family. His mom is very, so enthusiastic and loving. But we talk about him as a kid because he's always got a smile on his face, and I think he just seems like a really nice kid, if I'm not wrong.
No, you start right there. You started back with his family. Great family, very close-knit family. Mom and dad, very loving, and sister, very loving folks. And they just come support this guy no matter what. All right, so they're here all the time. They're here supporting. I have an open line of communication with those guys, and so because of them, he comes to us as a great young man. Went to a great high school, and now he ends up at a pretty great institution here at the Naval Academy, and that has just really just allowed him to grow and allow his potential to actually get to the point where it needs to be.
So I mean, obviously the storybook ending for here's a local kid goes to the Naval Academy, and the storybook ending is has a great senior season. Do you feel good that he will?
I feel great that he will. We just got to keep him healthy.